Good evening, and welcome again to the 2012fad.com. I am your host for the evening. My name is Charlie Bluehawk. Last night, we chatted about out-of-place artifacts and what our true history on this planet is, and that we as a race, as a people, have been here for billions of years. Why would anyone want to hide the truth about who we are, where we come from? That's pretty easy. The masters, the elite, the committee of 300 want us to die. And they want us to die in great pain. In ignorance, there is always fear. And they want us to feel completely helpless in our own lives. Without a history, without a past as a foundation, you cannot build a future for yourselves, for your babies. Tonight, I thought we would chat about what I'm going to call the Monument Project. I realize that most of you will either ignore me completely in these broadcasts, or you'll just get a good laugh. That's okay. If I can entertain you, give you something to chuckle about, good for me. But let me ask you a question. What if I am right and you are wrong? And when you are staring at the rising water around your ankles and you suddenly feel that cold chill, not from the water, but from your guts, when you know that this is your end, the end of you and the end of your family, your pets, your life, what will your last thought be? I wondered about this since I have some free time on my hands, and unfortunately, I don't sleep anymore. And I seem to do the work of 7 people every day and have for the last 20, 30 years. So I guess I am what you can call a workaholic. Unfortunately, part of being a workaholic is I tend to think quite a lot. Frankly, I'd rather have a regular job, a big screen TV, and be watching the game with a beer in one hand and a woman in the other, and just letting the world slide by me. I'd be happy, to be honest with you. Well, maybe after the event, we'll record some games. I'm sure we can make our own beer. Well, actually, we are, actually. That's a funny thing. People think, when they listen to me talk, that we're going to be in a concrete bunker, a Quonset hut with some cots and a camp stove. No, not in the slightest. We're talking about a full village. We're talking about cattle for meat and dairy and leather. We're talking goats and sheep and alpaca for wool and milk for cheese. We're talking chickens, turkeys for eggs and meat. We're talking about big screen TVs with full libraries of DVDs and full libraries of books. We're talking about having nightclubs and restaurants, about having 5-course meals, gardens and museums, libraries, schools. We're talking about having a real life, and you're not going to have that in a concrete bunker sitting on the surface. Only a fool would think that. We're going to have amazingly rich and full lives. We'll go to the theater. We'll go to the movies. It's not going to be escaping a disaster to simply live in a disaster. No, this is going to be real living. Anyway, I was thinking, what will be the final thoughts of you as you see the water rising? Or if you manage to survive the water rising, you might survive the wave, mile tall, moving at the speed of sound, crushing everything in its path. You might even survive the planetary lightning that's dry cleaning the planet. And at that point, you'll manage to survive long enough to be starving to death. So, what will their last thoughts be? Your family, no, if you cared about your family, you would have done something to ease their suffering, their torment. I mean, honestly, what does it cost to have a few bottles of sleeping pills and a few bottles of whiskey handy? No, I am guessing that the last thought any of you will have as you see, and you will see it coming, your end. My guess is that your very last thought will be, will anyone remember me? You are, after all, cattle, and being cattle, you have sort of a limited intellect. You watched your family die horribly, unless you had a doctor in the house and she had the drugs to allow her loved ones to pass away quietly. No, my guess is that your last thoughts will be selfish. Not your fault. This is who you truly are. And this one we cannot even blame the masters for. No, my guess is that you will only be thinking of yourself. And that's okay. And that is why I came up with the Monument Project. And here's the deal that I'm offering you today. For an investment of $1,000 US each per name, we will, after the event, erect a stone monument in your honor. There'll be a nice metal plaque, and on that plaque we will engrave the names of each of you who invested $1,000 US in our Village in the Mountains project. We will even hold a memorial service for you, and we'll ask whatever God there is to ease your passage into the next world. So, you will be remembered. And if not you, perhaps your partner, your spouse, your children, your pets. So, if you find me greatly amusing, and if you do, thank you. I take that as a great compliment. But then again, looks aren't everything. And if I have made you laugh, invest $1,000 US in us. We'll send you a receipt for your taxes. We are a for-profit organization, so sorry, no tax write-offs go with this. This is a pure investment in you, in memory of you. On our homepage, you will see a donation button. Go ahead and hit that. Send us $1,000 as an investment. If I have amused you at all, we will send you a receipt for your taxes. Again, we are a for-profit organization. No tax write-offs here. This is a pure investment in your memory. For the rest of you who cannot, will not join, just send us money and we'll add your name to the monument. You will be remembered. Personally, I would rather you were there with us, but always, it's up to you. Free will is one of the reasons you might find to live. And believe me, it's a bitch. So even if you do not physically survive, your memory will. And we will be grateful because you allowed us and those we love and live for to survive. I will not close with my usual because you know we have a plan and you know we will survive. For all of us here at the 2012fad.com, this is Charlie Bluehawk, wishing you a really good day and reminding you, please, to keep a good thought.